Okay, I think I have it all figured out now. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, it's Pillblood, and we're gonna start a new series today on YouTube. I hate how I sound basic as fuck just doing this. So we're gonna start Amnesia the Dark Descent. I've played this game before over on my Twitch channel, which is personally fucking dead. But I'm gonna start Amnesia the Dark Descent. We're going to be playing this on hard mode. And I've played this game before on normal mode several times. It's just, yeah, I feel like challenging myself, you know what I mean? Because I'm an absolute fucking G when it comes to this kind of thing. So we're gonna jump right into it, and the reason I have the brightness up so high is because I'm literally fucking blind, and I cannot see for the life of me half the time. You can move around during this, by the way. For the longest time, people did not know that you could move in this situation.
Mayfair. What have I done? This is crazy. Don't forget.
I'm all disoriented.
Focus. My name is...
I hope all my audio is getting recorded. I'm having so many issues with OBS right now.
Daniel.
Oh, wow, look, a door. Oh, God. So yeah, this is Amnesia the Dark Descent, hard mode. This is going to be a real bitch to play through, especially considering I have to play in window mode because OBS is being retarded, and I can't, for the life of me, figure out what to do. And I'm trying to record. I tried to record it in full screen, but it wouldn't do it. So I have to play in window mode, which means my visibility is extremely reduced. So thank goodness for me deciding to turn the brightness all the way up. Alright, now the thing about this is, it's easier to get detected by enemies. You get killed a lot easier if you get hit. Everything that you need to keep your sanity up and to progress, like tinder boxes and shit, those are near impossible to find. And also, you need 4 tinder boxes to be able to save your game. So, we are here to suffer because we are masochists. At least I am. I am a severe masochist. That's probably the only reason I'm doing this, let's be fair. So, this is going to be uncut, raw footage. I will keep going until I'm able to save every time. Oh, Jesus fuck. So, we're in Brandenburg Castle. And, no. It's been a while since I played this game too. Last time I played hard mode on my Xbox, and I got as far as having to go into storage for those 2 rods. And I figured, hey, this make for a great YouTube series, so I said, fuck that save, we're gonna do it on PC. So, here we are, we're doing it. And we are, doing it pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? Pretty Neanderthalically, because you know your boy Atomic Pillblood is not known for his intelligence, despite what some of my friends may say. They're just being nice, which is why they're my friends. They're good people. You gotta have nice friends, you know. I gotta utilize the leaning in this shit. I gotta fucking make sure I'm not walking into shit, which you're not going to. This whole area is tutorial. Oh, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. Oh, I'm crawling on the floor in an awkward method because there's something on that wall. It's a brick. Oh no, bricks are so scary. Grab a chair. Throw this motherfucker. I'll be with you in one moment. Anyway. So, I remember a lot of my endeavors in Amnesia the Dark Descent. I still haven't figured out how to put custom stories on this fucking thing. Despite, you know, the fact that there are tutorials on YouTube for it, it's really difficult for my tiny little brain to comprehend. Eventually I'll get help with that kind of thing, because Amnesia custom stories could be a great addition to the channel. If you go and they're gonna shut all the fucking lights off and drain you of sanity. Another thing that I forgot to mention about this game mode, if you fucking bottom out on sanity, you die. You actually die if your sanity bottoms out. So don't fall for the game's tutorial, oh, you're going fucking insane. Going through the old archive. So, a lot of this is going to be raw, uncut footage. I'm just going to keep talking because I'm an annoying idiot and, you know, you clicked on that video. And, you know, I don't want to just give you nothing but dead silence, but at the same time, you know. And then they do that to reduce your sanity anyway. Okay, cool. It's just hissing roaches, Daniel. Calm the fuck down. I'm a prissy little bitch by nature. If I were to see this shit crawling all over the floor, I would piss my pants. But it's a video game, so. I have enough to save, but I'm not gonna save until I absolutely have to, and that's when I know there's gonna be an encounter. Hard mode is something you want to play whenever you know what's coming. That way, you can manage tinderboxes, you can... Oh yeah, and most of the time these chests will be fucking empty. Whereas in regular mode, they'd mostly be full. Well, they're always full. I picked up the lantern. Now, am I going to ignite the lantern? No. One, because I have the brightness turned all the way up, simply because I am blind. And two, we don't need to be wasting lantern. Because if you waste the lantern, you're fucked. Yes, the darkness eats away at your sanity, but it eats it away really fucking slow. So... it's a non-issue. See, I only have a slight headache, and that was from that jump scare we got earlier. Which I wouldn't necessarily call it a jump scare. Can we stop with the rumbling of the castle? I am trying to give commentary over a gameplay, and you are rumbling the castle. Brandenburg Castle is being quite rude, and I do not care for it. No ink jars. No tinderboxes? Of course not, because they're extremely rare and hard to find. Well, not extremely rare, I wouldn't say that, it's just they're scarce. And I have to use them sparingly. Which is why I turned brightness all the way up, because my blind ass wouldn't be able to do... Ah, and our first self-read page. Click.
August 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there'll be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum, find Alexander, and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours, young and strong. He will be no match for you. One last thing. A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
The reason he's doing this is because... oh, fuck. Alexander of Brandenburg essentially tricked him. I mean... vial. This one fucking sturdy vial. But yeah, Alexander essentially used Daniel's fear against him to cause him to do some really nasty shit. And Daniel wants revenge because in the end, Daniel became wise to the bullshit and fucking hated himself for everything that happened. Which, you know, after playing through the game, I'd understand why he would hate himself after all that. Because he did some nasty shit, dude.
Alexander, is it inside the castle?
In a manner of speaking. Come, bring the lamp. You've been to the refinery, have you not?
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brennenburg.
This motherfucker says about 8 years old. I exercised today. I can have my Jesus. What was it the Hodge twins say? Eat whatever the fuck you want to eat. And so that's what I'm doing. Ink. Or not ink, oil. Can you burn ink? Probably can. It's really oily. Yep. We are stuck on this errand. And that was me showing you how stuck we are. Okay. So, I have to deal with that organic mass that's blocking my path. Which means I have to go down here. It's locked. Okay. So I need a key. So, first we go to the laboratory. Gotta figure out what we need. Now I know what we need. We need an acid that was made with orpiment, aqua regia or aqua fortis, one of the two. I think it was aqua fortis. Calamine. I still only have a slight headache. Y'all leave me the fuck alone.
There should be more cuprite. Let me see. And one part aqua fortis.
Yeah, see, we get to do a little chemistry. A little bit of alchemy, you know, we get to do some alchemy in this game. Gotta get our alchemy level up. Let's see, early alchemy experiment. This is my third attempt to produce an artificial vitae, or vitae, I don't know how to properly pronounce that word. The former compounds lacked the potency I need, but I sense I'm close. Calamine and orpiment are a given, and the cuprite binds them well. This time I will attempt aqua regia instead of aqua fortis, in hopes it will produce a more even solution. The experiment was unsuccessful. The solution is highly acid and proves impractical to put to any use except as a detergent. Organic tissue reacts especially violently to the solution and should be handled with care. Or with the greatest care. Sorry, not just care. The greatest care. Very important. I might be able to use the recipe, but I'm losing hope that I will find an alchemic solution to my predicament. I don't understand the artificial vitae necessities. You know? One day I will return. If it wasn't for the thought of you, my love, I wouldn't be able to go on. When I find myself doing terrible things, I take comfort in you. As long as I'm able to think of you and long for a life together, I know I'm better than the others. I weep for them. They lust for power without restraint, where I only crave fair judgment and safe return. Hey, who's stomping around? Leave me the fuck... Oh, there's a water monster in here. I get to deal with that jackass later. I fucking hate that guy. Let's see here. The lack of a chimney to properly vent the fumes from my most recent experiments has taken its toll on many of my less stable ingredients in the storage. Somehow, some seem unaffected, but many are stained by the fumes and will be difficult to salvage. I shall do what I can and move them to the wine cellar. And the potency of those ingredients was used to kill Wilhelm and his men. Okay, cool. Alright, I actually have to turn the lantern on for a few seconds because my character's sanity will tank if I don't. And like I said, if your sanity bottoms out, you die. I can turn it off though. I gotta conserve oil. Alright. So the play is, go back into the main lobby, we're gonna hear somebody scream, I believe. Yep. It's just a rat, lady, calm down. I called the exterminator 2 days ago. Can you quit? The rats can't understand you, okay? I called the exterminator, you need to quit, alright? Germaphobes hate pests, because pests carry a lot of diseases. But, you know, it's understandable to not want to be around them. Okay, so, the ingredients we need are in the wine cellar. We need to get into the wine cellar. Rare books. I'll let this read out.
May 1839. The unflinching African sun has continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. When I asked him about the tomb again, he told me about the legend of Tin Hanan, the mother of us all. An interesting story in its own right, but I can't help feeling there's more. Later that evening, we uncovered a passage beneath the dunes leading to a sand-covered stone structure. The professor was confident it was the tomb we sought and ordered the others to clear the way late into the dark, cold night. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men into the ancient structure, hoping to reach the burial chamber. No matter what the professor is keeping from me, the dig should yield something interesting to take back to London and the British Museum.
Okay. So, this world is very realistic in a sense that it's built after our world. There's Britain, there's Africa, there's all the... But, this world is very medieval, for one, obviously. And two, there's a lot of mythicism and stuff in this world. A lot of the shit that, people are saying, that people would say is just legend and fairy tales and all that shit. That stuff kind of exists here. That's the kind of universe we're dealing with. Which is also a really fucking dangerous one if you think about it. Because the monsters we'll find, they are real, and they will fucking hurt us. Especially on hard mode. I think everything one-shots you in hard mode.
17th of May, 1839. My hands tremble as I write. I feel a need to document my tribulation, for I fear that my memory will fail me if I linger. Today, I took some men and ventured into the dark, ancient passage we uncovered. Our torches burned faintly in the murky air as we slowly made our way underground. The men were superstitious and fearful. They argued loudly, and I felt their strange language getting to me. I mustered my strength and yelled at them to continue down the slopes and broken steps. The crudely carved passage confused me. It looked much older than the 4th century structure we had expected. The twisting path emerged into a great antechamber. The walls were lined with statues unlike any I'd ever seen. Despite their unearthly quality, I felt a strange familiarity toward them, which haunts me still. At the far end of the chamber, a great slab of stone sealed off whatever lay ahead. I gave the order to raise it, and as I pushed through the narrow space, the heavy stone suddenly dropped, sealing me inside. I was trapped.
Yep. And then so begins the downfall of our hero Daniel, because then he finds the orb curses the living fuck out of him. I'm gonna go this right. Some pretty nice paintings, though. Thinking about getting some paintings whenever I get my own place. Maybe some Renaissance paintings or something like this. Oh, and then there's the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Which paintings of that crucifixion are seen as holy artifacts by me.
Much of the castle is old and hasn't been tended to for centuries. When the shadow arrives, it won't take long until things start falling apart.
We're just buying time anyway. Let's do what we can.
There isn't much to be done about the wars. We should reinforce weak structures. The ground will tremble, and there's a risk everything will cave in on us, especially downstairs. Here, and there. Let's get the servants working on it.
Yes, let's. See, the thing about OBS is it's performed much better with Source Engine games than it performs with literally anything else. I had to record Amnesia in window mode. Like, come on. Oh, yeah, remind me of how I was trapped inside of a fucking tomb, for God's sake. I'm gonna stand inside this light for a second, because my head is pounding and my hands are shaking. I'm gonna stand on a rock. Crush my cock with a rock, I must. Maximum pain I must endure. I don't understand why YouTube is laden with cock and ball torture memes, but I'm here for it, you know? Like, it's kind of fun. I'm not saying that I've endured such things, I'm just saying it's funny to watch. Don't listen to me. I'm gonna jump on here. Oh, I am the shelf master. Oh. God, I'm so fucking stupid. Oh wait, I know how I can get sanity back. Let me just... Yeet! Okay, and now I'm gonna... Get over here in the light. Get over here in the light. Oh.
17th of May, 1839. After pounding the unforgiving stone wall for what seemed like an eternity, I realized it was hopeless. I was trapped. I fell to the ground, gasping for air, trying to focus. That's when I saw a faint blue shimmer. My weakened body was heavy to carry, but I managed to push myself toward the enchanting light.
Hold on, I'm sending a text.
It was waiting for me. Enclosed in dark nothingness, I felt myself drawn to the mystic light.
It's the orb!
I reached out, closing it in my arms. A faint glow escaped my fingers and began to spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry. The next thing I can remember is the grating sound of stone being lifted, the voices of the Arabs pulling me to safety, and grasped firmly in my hands was the broken pieces of a most peculiar relic.
Yes, and now...
You have to be swift when you activate the first one. You hear that? If it stops, you'll have to start over.
Isn't all this a bit excessive?
You can never be too careful, Daniel.
Well, he was right about one thing. Alright. Okay, so... Yada 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 yada. Let's see. Altstadt and Brandenburg Castle, 1801. Another region rich with lore is Altstadt, deep within the East Prussian woods. For centuries, there have been stories surrounding the hamlet and its neighbor, Castle Brandenburg. The quiet, forest-clad mountains, dressed with scattered lakes, is as picturesque as can be, albeit the area is haunted by the dark. Ask any local and you will hear proof of the widespread superstition. All travelers should indulge themselves in such conversations, since it will certainly serve as exciting entertainment. All of them have their own twists on the tales, but there are some motifs that keep reappearing. The Gatherers. This story reaches all the way back to the time of the 30 Years' War. It's what it is said that soldiers who abandoned their duty got lost in the cold, dark woods and were forever damned to roam the grounds. Their bodies, wrought by their tainted souls, have left them disfigured and empty of essence. Many have cited them over the years and described them as horrid revenants. They move silently through the woods, shying away from any beholder. They are called gatherers, as they seem to follow some ambition to steal living creatures. It is their prey which can be heard struggling inside damp burlap sacks dragged behind them, which reveal their presence. What dark scheme do they follow? A visit undone. Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa, the well-known erudite, visited Altstadt at the start of the 16th century. He resided in the local inn for a fortnight, which is 14 days and 14 nights, as he looked for remnants of kingdoms past. During his stay, all the prominent members of society paid notice, and he is mentioned in many records of the time. One day he went to investigate a burrow in the northwestern glades, only to never be seen again. Heinrich is known to have passed away in Grenoble some 10 years later. He dismissed the notion of ever visiting Altstadt, which makes you wonder what really happened. Who was this mysterious man who visited the sleepy hamlet in the woods, and what happened to him? The Immortal Baron. The Baron of Brandenburg lives a reclusive life with his family at his castle nearby, Altstadt, and like most of those of noble birth, rumors are inherited alongside with the title. Researching the history reveals little before the castle was consumed by fire in the late 16th century. It was rebuilt by Alexander, a nobleman from the Rhinelands, claiming the role as protector of the Prussian state. Alexander helped the region to flourish and remain popular throughout his presumed lifetime. The family has always been secretive when it comes to lineage and heritage. Therefore, the birth and death of Alexander and his offspring have never been fully recorded. This has fed the idea that the Baron is in fact the one and the same who came from the west over 300 years ago lived through the time of occupation, and joined the coveted Order of the Black Eagle along with the great leaders of this country. A little bit of lore for you. Because what's an Atoma Pale-Blood video without lore? It's not an Atoma Pale-Blood video if it doesn't have lore. If you're in Game Strong, you know. You know I have an obsession with lore. I am a loreaholic. If that makes sense. Which in my personal opinion it does. Oh. Let's see. Regarding closing of the wine cellar, Wilhelm and his fools have endangered my research long enough with their absent-minded handling of the human vessels. The sheriff is keeping a watchful eye on the forest and is killing my trusty servants. It is just a matter of time until they follow the trail to Brandenburg. I need to lock Wilhelm and his men up to avoid further investigation from the public. The wine cellar will therefore be sealed off until the matter has been handled. Either the king's men leave or they will starve. Whatever comes first. They can rot for all I care. Maybe I will feed them some wine. It would, in a sense, solve both of my problems. Okay. Nobody's home! Okay, let me quit. I have to quit. I have to stop. I have to stop with the sarcasm. Because half the time I sound like a fucking idiot. Which most of the time I am. I talk all this shit about, like, you know, how I think things should go. I'm a fucking moron, okay? Half the time I don't understand what I'm talking about. I just like to think I do. Did I ever go in here? No, I didn't. Oh, hey, somebody started playing the piano. Yeah, I'm just letting my letting my lantern shine for as long as I can. Excuse me, sir. Okay, so y'all are trying to reduce my sanity hella hard. Okay. Well, it's not gonna work, because I know my capabilities, and I am one. Recording, Amnesia, hard mode. Okay. So, going that way was pointless to begin with. Ow! Okay. Oh, my sanity's bottoming out. Luckily for me, this key that I have will regain some sanity. Yeah! Oh my god. Okay, I actually do have to use my lantern right now because my sanity is pretty low. So I'm just gonna...
Where did the Baron go?
Who cares? He left us enough wine to last us a lifetime. Or at least until tomorrow. He left us enough wine to last us
Or at least until my fucking fanny pack gets in the mail. Oh, hey, look, an oil barrel. Hey. I have to keep my lantern on because my sanity is 100% gone. Calamine! Doink! Oh, my fucking aching head. I need this to, like, gain some sanity.
Closer. Somehow.
Oh, head is pounding and hands are shaking. I almost fucking died there. Because, you know... Let me in! Why are you banging on the door? Oh.
What's happening? Oh, it feels like my chest is going to burst.
I have 7.
My God! Wilhelm, do something!
Local radio.
Accept it. We're not getting out of here.
How can you say that? Alexander, you piece of shit! Let us out of here!
This man went from whatever the hell his name actually was to General Grievous. Let's see, Wilhelm's last words. My name is Wilhelm, House of Garrett. These are my final words. My confession and testament. 2 years ago I was summoned to Castle Brandenburg. As most of the aristocracy, I was curious about this supposed Knight of the Order. I was curious about what this supposed Knight of the Order could want from me, and accepted the invitation. I can't fucking read sometimes. The Baron was friendly and offered me a proposition. It dawned on me that the nature of my contract was sordid, and that the reason I was chosen was because of the follies of my past, and not the honors I've been rewarded with during my time as a soldier. I was to kidnap healthy humans upon his slightest whim, and do so without asking questions. In return, he would attest to my character at the royal court, advancing my position within noble society. I would like to claim that I struggled with my decision, but it came swiftly and I accepted wholeheartedly. Ever since that day, I've brought men, women, and children to Brandenburg. I can't remember the numbers, but there were many, perhaps even 100, none of whom were ever seen or heard from again. Tonight, the Baron invited me and my men down to the wine cellar to celebrate our work. I had my suspicions as we descended the stairs, but he insisted and joined us in a toast. The wine tasted fine and my men drank without restraint. So begins the punishment for our sins. The Baron has locked us up and returned upstairs. Forgive me for what I have done. I was weak and fell into his diabolic ways. My men are screaming. Their skin has been pierced by their own tangled bones. I feel my insides revolt against their God-given nature. Blood has begun to pour from my eyes, and I can no longer. Okay, sit here, rest by the bonfire, and, regain your sanity. Oh my god. Candlelight? Hello, light. Hello, light. Yo, the bottle's dancing. Hey, bottle's dancing. Look at it. What's in here? I just kind of did that, you know what I mean? I wish the sanity meter was a little bit more specific, but you know, I can't really say much. Okay, I have to use my lantern. Which sucks, because I'm also gonna really need lantern oil. Well, actually, no. I will have gathered lantern oil before that point. What's this over here? What's this over? Oh, shit. Sorry. I broke that. An enemy is near, stay out of sight and hide in darkness. I'll sit here and hide. If I look at him, my sanity will drain. Nah, mate, I'm hidden. What you mean? Wait, he's gone. Anyway. Yeah, looking at an enemy, like, severely drains your sanity. So I gotta be careful what my eyes behold. And I also have to make sure I find all the ingredients. How's my health? A few cuts and bruises. Probably from stepping on that mushy brainy shit earlier. Is there lantern oil over here? Somewhere? Anywhere? You know, anything to prevent me from running out and losing my fucking mind? Yo, sanity! Crystal clear, I could turn this off. Out the door! The cloth smelled of desert and damp musk. The pieces lay scrambled on top. Too many of them, he thought, or perhaps too few. Go! 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 Ow! Fucking hell! He sat down by the caspa, gasping for air. Ow. Yeah, I'm fine. Okay. Like this. Okay. Alright. I am trying to do an experiment and you are being quite rude. Yes. Easy fix. Alright. They barrage you with so much shit that makes you lose sanity. Yes, alchemist. Okay. Crystal clear? Yes, I think so. Okay, the refinery. Ah, sanity boost for completing level 2? Oh, game, you spoiled me. Ugh. Amnesia's just like, yo, you and your beautiful ass, we need to make you feel welcome, yeah?
It sure is dark in here.
Yes, and there's a good reason for it. But you can light the lamp now if you wish.
What's the reason? For the darkness, that is.
Stay close. Be careful not to stray.
What's the reason? Why is it so dark?
Pay attention, Daniel. It's important that you keep going straight and make sure not to stray.
Don't look at him. Don't look at him. Just let him go. Okay. Alright, that should be good. Yeah, none of the threats, none of the enemies here are real. It's just threats of enemies. Can you stop? I have to preserve my sanity. And it's hard to do that when you keep making wailing noises. Alright. We're moving with purpose. We are moving forward. Yes. The fuck is behind us? Alright. Laudanum.
22nd of June, 1839. It's been more than a month since my last entry. After the event inside the underground chamber
I'm gonna eat my cheese, that's why he's
Professor
talking.
Herbert insisted I return to England. He said he didn't want to risk forfeiting the entire expedition lest I took a turn for the worse. An excessive decision, in retrospect. But I'm glad it turned out that way. I found my journal this morning in the haphazard collection of things brought home from Africa. Next to it lay the broken stone orb wrapped in cloth. I tried to assemble it, but couldn't. The pieces wouldn't fit together, as if they weren't from the same object. Could I have imagined it all? Was there ever a complete orb?
Nah, mate, you're just hallucinating. You need to quit taking all the opioids, man. Laudanum is made with opium, and you know you shouldn't take that in excess. Man, you shouldn't take that at all. They have, well, no. And this era that this game is in, this opium shit called laudanum, yeah, that's all they got. So I can't really tell Daniel how to live his medical life, but can you fucking stop, please?
25th of June, 1839. I feel the need to continue this journal, even though it was intended for my journey to Africa. This must be something very important. I just know it. I've taken it upon myself to piece the orb back together, but it's been more difficult than one might think. The pieces are behaving strangely. They seem to change colour, shape, and texture.
Oh, today's the last day of February. My birthday's next month.
Yesterday, I took careful measurements and notated any significant markings. Today, I confirmed my suspicions. They were changing. I was terrified and rushed off to see the finest geologist in London, Sir William Smith. I approached the subject with care, and we discussed how rocks change form. He told me about the nature of glass, how it eventually collapses on itself, like ice slowly melting over the course of centuries. Smith eased my mind a bit, but I can't escape the feeling that these shards have otherworldly properties.
Go with your gut, man. I mean, what's the worst that can happen going with your gut? Well, I don't know. He's going with his gut in the gameplay, and, you know, his gut's telling him to freak the fuck out, which is not a good thing. Refill the lantern with oil. Oh, the castle's freaking out. The castle is alive. Ah, yes. I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know. Daniel, I know you one crazy motherfucker. I know, I know, I know. Alright. Cellar Archives. Okay. Now, instead of... Okay. Right now is a good time to save. And I will see you guys in the next episode of Amnesia: Dark Descent, where we have to take on the water monster. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.